She's alive! Alive!
Hey, what's up, freaks and fiends? Welcome to the Horrorverse Headlines. And as you can see, I'm on my lonesome this week. All beast, no beauty. But she hasn't left me yet. She's just not here this week. Amy Rose will be back again during the week. This week, I have something special for the Horrorverse Headlines. No news, no reviews, just an interview. We talk to the star of the R.I.P Man Owen Llewelyn, who plays serial killer Alden Pick. This movie is savage, well worth the watch. It is on, it's on Amazon, it's on YouTube, it's on Google Play Store. Owen goes through everything in the movie, in the interview. Now, I'll warn you beforehand, we had some Wi-Fi issues, so there is a few glitchy parts where my camera went a little fucking crazy. But I'm gonna try and edit around that, so there might be some fades in, fade out, trying to fix the little issues and niggling bits as we go along. But to the most part, it all went smoothly. We talk about the R.I.P Man 1. We talk about making R.I.P Man 2 currently. We talk about other movies he made, his background. We talk about movies he loved, like The Thing and Scream. We talk about the British indie scene. We talk about professional wrestling, because the show with the Dr. B without some pro fucking wrestling. The man showed up in a wrestling t-shirt. What was I to do? Huh? Tell me, what was I to do? I had to talk about wrestling. So yeah, it's a fun interview. Check it out, and I will be back with you at the end of the show. Here we go. So we're here today with the R.I.P. man himself, Owen Llewelyn. And I suppose I'll start off straight off the bat with saying congratulations on an awesome movie, an awesome depiction of the character. And you won Haunted House Fear Fest 2025 Best Actor. I mean, that must have been validating, I suppose, coming out of the movie, with such a micro budget and an indie movie the way it is, to come out and win Best Actor.
Yeah, I'd have never have imagined it. Obviously, you do so many sort of low budget films. Like when you first start doing them, you don't know what's going to happen with it. So when I first said yes to the role, couldn't have imagined I'd have won an award for it, it's incredible. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
And
but you've been grinding. You've been grinding in the indie film and genre work for years, which is basically the acting equivalent of living off of instant noodles and broken dreams. So, at what point did you feel like, okay, I'm not just surviving here; I'm actually becoming an actor?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm still all the way there yet. I still have to have another main job which supplements my income, but this is certainly the most attention my career's ever gotten, and it's lovely. It's lovely to be being part of something that people care about.
And is this just like me with the podcast? Is this just a hobby that got out of control, or do you have a background, you have training, have you went to school to do this, or is this just something extra that's snowballing on you?
No, I did plenty of training, like college, drama school, and it has always been my dream since I was 12 years old to be an actor. At my own detriment, I think sometimes, of having a function in life, because as you say, it's a very hard industry, and it's, even though you're treating it like a career, it kind of does. It is a hobby a lot of the time in some respects, because a lot of the time you aren't getting paid for it, or getting paid a very small amount, and you're having to do something else which actually pays the bills. So
I get it.
I've been struggling with it most of my life. So yeah.
Paying your dues, man. Paying your dues. I get it. It's tough, but when you love something and you want to get it done, you're just gonna keep on chipping away at it, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes you have little breaks, and then you'll be like, no, this is what I want to do, and you'll have a little surge of energy to get back in it.
Keep going. When you first read the script for the R.I.P. Man, did your brain immediately go, this is brilliant? Or did you have a brief moment where you were like, right, how the hell am I supposed to play this guy?
Do you know what? When I read it, I thought I can do this. I used to work. One of the jobs I had supplementing my acting career was I used to work in a scare maze. I did that for 5 years, where I was dressing up as a zombie and scary, jumping around corners, scaring people, scaring lots of tourists. So I was quite used to playing kind of horror themed characters, and especially villains.
Yeah.
Like they're often I often tended to get cast as a villain, like quite typecast. And
Villain
when
is
I
so much more fun.
oh no, yeah, absolutely. But it got to a point where I'd see a casting and I'd see a list of characters, and when it would be a villain or about it, a psycho, but yeah, that is also something that I sometimes got casted as, and I'd be like, I'm more likely to get this role. Let's like this role's mine, you know. And
But it
often,
is,
often I didn't
it's
want to
more
be cast.
fun, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
did professional wrestling for a very short period of time, and it's well known in professional wrestling. Being the bad guy is way more fun than being the good guy.
incredible. You appreciate my t-shirt then, maybe. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see Rick Rude in the center. I can see the Steiners and that Mr. Perfect on the far
Uh,
side.
Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, and it's not the Steiners, it's the fabulous Rougeau brothers from.
Oh shit! It looked like the Steiners.
No, big wrestling
Huge
fan myself.
wrestling fan. Yeah, yeah, awesome. Jesus, we have loads to we'll be here all day then.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, playing the heel character is so much more fun than being a good guy. I mean, going out there and insulting people and just saying what you want and doing what you want. And I assume it kind of similar when you're playing a role like you were playing. You know, you kind of have a. Did you have a lot of freedom playing the role of Alden, or were you given a lot of notes on how he's supposed to act?
Um, I was given a lot of freedom. Like Jamie's a very relaxed director in a positive way. Like he's very, I think because he was an actor for so many years, he's
But he's in the movie as well.
what was so
He is in the movie as well. He's
he is, yeah, sorry, I used the term was, he's
Detective
very much
Townsend, isn't
actively acting still. um
it?
yeah, but I think being an actor, he likes to give other actors the freedom as well when directing, and only steps in when he feels it's very necessary. And yeah, so there's plenty of freedom with the performance. I was Reese, who wrote the character, he gave me
Yeah.
a couple of notes on his references from it, where he wanted me to take elements from Klaus Kinski's Nosferatu and the Ripper from Last Action Hero, were the
I
two.
haven't seen The Last Action Hero. That's one I haven't seen yet.
Have you not? It's a
No.
great. I love the film, underrated, but
I will
there's
check it out. I'll definitely check it out. I like underrated movies.
yeah, it's one that bombed when it came out because I think people were expecting something different, but it's actually a great movie still. Yeah,
I'll
there's
have
this
to
villain
check
in
it
it.
out.
There's this villain in it who's like this axe wielding maniac. He's like in the film within the movie, and he has these really like visceral facial expressions when he's confronting Arnold Schwarzenegger. And yeah, Reese wanted me to implement yes, those sort of extreme facial expressions into the character. So there's
Which actually kind of leads into my next question because Alden Pick is a horror villain, but not in a lazy guy in a mask does bad things kind of way. So, how conscious were you of avoiding caricature and making sure he didn't just become a walking gimmick? And outside of Nosferatu and the Last Action Hero, who else did you study to prepare for this role?
so it wasn't like those were the two main so that isn't like that's it that went into the character, but those are the two existing characters that I chose to reference that I was asked to reference in it. Like I think I took a lot from when I was doing the scare acting, a lot of elements of that. I sort of had an idea of how to move, how like like yeah, a character like that would move in my head. And I think I naturally could take on those physicalities quite easily from old experience of acting like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah. Um, and
Because
obviously
I know,
there's a lot to the character. Like he's in pain all the time because obviously of his
yeah,
all dental condition where he's missing the teeth. So I was always thinking about his inner pain and what he wanted out of the situation, like how much how much each confrontation, what stakes there were for him, what each one meant to him. Yeah, all those things were going into the character as well. Yeah.
because I know I'm not the only one that spotted. I've listened to it to prepare for interviews. I like to listen to other podcasts you've done so that I'm not asking the same questions over and over again. So I did hear other people kind of make reference to Michael Myers. And I myself, anytime I see a silent character nowadays, I go straight to Art the Clown. And I felt like when I was talking to Reese on Instagram, I was telling them, you know, for me, it felt like Art the Clown meets Michael Myers, and obviously I'm not the only one to make this joke, but looks like a demented Billy Corrigan. So I've heard that's been referenced a few times as well.
No, no. I mean, I've been told I look like Billy Corgan throughout most of my life, but sometimes Bill Burr as well. That's the other one I get.
Well, there is the possibility that they're brothers. Have you seen that
I've
video?
heard this. People sent me the link when it came out.
Bill Burr wasn't happy.
No, I do agree. Like, I think if he was to be compared to any horror villain that exists, I think there is elements of Art the Clown in there. Um, I mean, I'm a fan of the Terrifier movies. I didn't really think, I wasn't thinking about Art the Clown though when creating the character. There might have been some
No,
like
no. I mean,
subconscious
to
things
be
added
honest, you
in
know,
that and same with Michael Myers.
silent character I instantly go to Art Clown. And when I say Art the Clown, I mean it's like you had that kind of Michael Myers background of the family issues, and he has a job to do. But when I say Art the Clown, because I mean, obviously, if art is so very unique that if you try and copy him too much, people are only going to compare you to Art the fucking Clown, and you don't want that happening. You want to be your own guy. But I just mean Art the Clown in the sense of Alden, unlike Michael, takes time to enjoy his work and have a bit of fun with what he's doing along the way. He does. It's not all business with Alden. There's a bit of fun involved in there, do you know?
Oh, definitely, especially when he's about to get a tooth. I wanted to have it so his face lit up when he knew it was
Oh, he
time to
looks happy.
get the tooth. Yeah. Like that was definitely something I wanted to have in the character. Yeah, I get that as well because yeah, he smiles and there aren't too many slasher like well monstrous slasher killers at least that yeah, smile in the middle of their work and enjoy it.
And there's a long tradition of horror villains becoming widely beloved. Were you ever worried people might like Alden Pick a little bit too much, or did you just lean into the chaos and let the audience sort out their own morality?
I think I just lent into the chaos, and yeah, it's not the intention for them to like him, but obviously, with every horror villain, hopefully, yeah, yeah. I mean, every successful horror villain has people love them, so
What they do?
Holden to be successful, that has to be part of it, I'm sure. So,
That's
you
it.
know, I'll welcome it. Like. Holden has his fans, then I'm happy for that. Overjoyed by that. Yeah.
Well, I've heard you say yourself on other shows. I mean, Britain doesn't have their Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger. So I mean, like, you do have the potential here of being Britain's slasher guy. Like, you know, Alden Pick could be the next big thing in the slasher genre.
No, I would absolutely love that. That would be incredible. Like, even if he can just, no, I'm just hoping as many people get to see R.I.P. Man as possible, and obviously we're working on a sequel now. Also,
Yeah, yeah,
we're hopefully it can become a franchise that when people think slasher movies in the UK, they think R.I.P. Man and Alden Pick. That's
yeah.
what I hope for.
Awesome. Because I mean, when you said it, I started thinking back, and because we've covered a few British slasher, I suppose you call them, movies lately, but they do. It's far back. I mean, you're talking about fucking what's that one with the dude with the camera? Oh, from 1960. It came out at the same time as Psycho. I can't think of the name right now. And then there was Frenzy by Hitchcock in the 70s. And
Oh,
I can't, I'm short of maybe, like you said yourself in another show, I heard you mention maybe the Cenobites and Hellraiser because of Clive Barker's UK origins. But there isn't a whole pile out there yet.
No, exactly. And even though, yeah, I was unaware actually that Hellraiser, even though I've seen Hellraiser, most of the films in the Hellraiser franchise, I didn't realize it was a British franchise until it was someone mentioned it to me. Um, yeah, but it's not really a slasher though, is it? It's like more like a
No,
supernatural.
no. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
it's something
supernatural horror.
different.
And
BDSM horror is what it fucking is.
yeah, yeah. And like I didn't even think of Frenzy. Like I have seen it, and that's about a killer. He kills people with ties, doesn't he? Or
The necktie killer, Bob
yeah,
Ross.
yeah.
We did it not so long ago on our show because on the main show we cover these old movies and stuff like that. We treat them like they're true crime cases, and we pretend we call it the horrorverse. We say basically wrestling. We go kayfabe on the stories and do a true crime mockumentary style on every movie that we cover. So it's
Oh
this movie
wow,
story show with a bit of a twist, you know.
that sounds fun. Yeah. No.
Um, a lo- yeah, yeah, go for it.
Oh no.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say
I was just
something.
gonna continue on about the fact that yeah, even though they're like with the UK slashers, I think it is that the ones with that extreme image, like the Michael Myers, the Jason Voorhees, the Freddy Krueger. There isn't anything really close to that unless you count the Cenobites in UK
Yeah.
horror. I think that's yeah, it's that extreme image.
Alden Pick. We're all pulling for Alden Pick to be the guy. A lot of your performance relies on physicality and presence rather than dialogue. You have no dialogue. Did you develop any specific movements, habits, or ticks for Alden in particular, or was it more about tapping into just a general sense of controlled menace, or I suppose your background in your haunted houses?
Um, I don't think he had necessarily like ticks. I wanted his obviously like going back to the Nosferatu thing, I wanted him to have that kind of there to be a little bit of a sort of smoothness to his movement. So when he
You can see that.
yeah, I wanted that, and I also like I tried to do the implement like the eyes like when like I wanted him to have that menacing stare like because I have the ability to quite make my eyes quite huge and I thought that is something that I can really use for this character.
Well,
um
you can really see the Nosferatu in it when, like you were saying earlier, he smile. When he smiles and the eyes get super wide, that's really when the Nosferatu character kind of Count Orlok kind of jumps out at you a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and obviously I wanted a lot of the focus to be on his mouth. Like obviously, I
Mhm.
mean, having the mouth guard in your mouth helps because they're very uncomfortable and they change the shape of your face and they make you can't really talk while they're in on set, or so during the whole shoot you kind of feel a bit like a monster almost.
Yeah,
It really helps you get into the zone, and I obviously wanted that focus because his gums are in a lot of pain. I wanted to yeah, like just the character to be a lot of his energy to be focused around his mouth, I guess.
yeah. And horror fans are obsessive. We know that, and I say that in a lovingly way. But they notice everything. When you were filming, did you ever think, oh shit, someone on the internet is definitely going to freeze frame here and overanalyze and really dig deep on this? Or were you afraid of becoming a meme, or is becoming a meme the goal? Because I mean, that's really when you start to go viral and get seen by everybody.
I mean, being a meme as Alden would be great, right? Because he's such an expressive character. That would actually be quite a privilege to be like an honor to be a meme, I'm sure. Like for a character like that. I wasn't thinking, oh God, they're gonna freeze frame this for for my scene shooting as a character at least. That didn't go through my head. Yeah, I was quite happy with almost every take we took. There was one bit where there was one scene where I was a bit worried if they were going to keep it or not. It ended up looking okay, but you know when I'm doing the drilling and they're like and there's blood splashing in my face.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They do that in a few scenes, but one of the days the makeup artist decided to mix it with washing up liquid because apparently it gave the blood a good consistency and didn't
Yeah,
think about the fact it was going in my face. And because obviously there's a makeup, like it's a full face of makeup as Alden, and I don't think they wanted. I think time was running a bit short on that day too, and they're doing the drilling scene, and yeah, the washing up liquid went all in my eyes, and I was just like, I couldn't take it, and Jamie was going, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. I was like, really? Like, and I was just still doing it with like my both my eyes squinted, but it's not noticeable in the film. They cut it away, it looks okay. But that was the
I
only
didn't notice it, but it would be a very natural response to getting any sort of liquid in your fucking eyes anyway, wouldn't it? So I mean,
true, but the fake blood, when it wasn't mixed with washing up liquid, you could just get in the moment and just accept
enjoy
it, even when
it,
even
for
if the
lack of a
blood's
better
in your
word.
eyes, you could just sort of like be like, okay, just keep going, and just grin and bear through it. But washing up liquids and you another level.
Then when you're working with like a tight budget like you are, and especially on indie horror sets, it can be intense, but also weirdly fun in a kind of gallows humor way. What was the vibe on set? Was it grim and focused, or more we're doing something unhinged here? Let's just enjoy it.
um, I think it was definitely more latter. Like everyone was absolutely lovely to work with. It was just a really positive atmosphere on set. Um, I'd say for me, like myself being the character of Alden, I wasn't as like social as everyone else on set because you kind of when you get in that costume and also you want to get in the zone for the character and to give the best performance you can. Like yeah, I was sort of often standing in the more distance of the set, like just ready to come on and do my takes.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, but generally, I'd say it was an all round positive atmosphere on set. Everyone got along, everyone was having a nice time, and yeah.
And looking at your IMDb's, I mean, yourself and Jamie had worked together a few times before, and there's the girl who plays is Jasmine her real name? She's in a movie, another movie with you. Is she called the Ghoul Squad?
Yeah, I did that straight after R.I.P. Man. It's like a comedy mockumentary, and yeah, it has Jamie in it as well. And it's quite funny because my character's like a super like nerdy nice guy in it, and Jasmine plays my girlfriend who's evil in it, and like she's just like completely berating him, which is a complete role reversal.
Actually, to be honest with you, as soon as we finished watching R.I.P. Man, we went into your IMDb and we saw Ghoul Squad straight away, and we were like, "That seems like it's going to be funny." And we went looking for it, and we couldn't find the fucking thing anywhere, so it's not
Well,
out yet, isn't it?
it's not out yet. No, no, no.
Ah.
Please keep an eye. It was a lot. I had a lovely time filming it. It's a really funny film.
The trailer looks funny. We saw the little reel event. It does look like something I'd be into. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of R.I.P. Man crossover with the cast, and yeah.
Or you can see that. So obviously there must be friendships building there along the way, relationships building along the way, and relationships carrying over, working with the same people. Is that making it easier on the set of R.I.P. Man 2? You know, are you more comfortable around these people now and spending all this time with them on various different movies?
Yeah, absolutely. Once you've worked with someone once, it's like, it's like a really pleasant reunion to see them again. Um, I haven't actually filmed any scenes for R.I.P. Man 2 yet, though. They've done the opening scene, which I'm not part of, and yeah, I'm just waiting to be called up. I'm going to be in it. Alden Pick is returning, but yeah, I'm just waiting on their word.
Yeah. Well, I
I'm
do
looking
know from
forward to
the
seeing everyone again.
synopsis. I do know from the synopsis of the second one that we have a new killer in town. So that'll be an interesting twist. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the synopsis obviously reveals that Alden Pick is starting off in jail. I haven't seen the script. They told me very little. I don't know how much they're going to tell me before I'm actually filming, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. As an actor, what's harder, delivering emotional truth in a quiet scene or trying to sell something deeply disturbing without tipping over into accidental comedy?
I think delivering emotional truth is a lot more because you've got to. There's so much groundwork and so much architecture to a character and their situation and what. the other cat, like how you react into the other character. There's so much that goes into delivering emotional truth, where the other one is more just a guess of balance. And yeah, I'd say because of the amount of work that goes into delivering emotional truth, I think that's the harder job.
So, indie horror often gets away with things mainstream films don't touch. Obviously, we've talked about Terrifier, and we see how much they got away with. Do you think that creative freedom is why some of the most memorable horror performances come from the indie scene rather than big studios?
Um, yeah, I think because of that, because obviously indie, without that huge budget and so many people, without needing the approval of endless people who are only thinking about selling the product rather than yeah, going for creating something special. Yeah, creating something special. I think that
Yeah.
that is definitely why indie horror often is the thing that creates a lot more special characters and moments.
Well, it does seem to be on the rise
Because yeah,
in the indie horror scene, mainly because of that reason, because they don't have the big studios holding them back or stopping them from doing cooler shit than what we're seeing in Hollywood. So I mean, like the indie scene seems to be thriving at the moment, all over when it comes to horror.
yeah, absolutely. Like you always hear about when you hear about like big budget movies, often if you listen to like a documentary or a commentary, a director's commentary or something, you'll hear about so much that gets vetoed and so much that they couldn't get that they wanted to do that couldn't get approved. And that doesn't happen anywhere near as much in indie horror, and I think that's how it thrives. I don't know,
Yeah,
like I'm a big fan of the Thing movies, and
love them.
2011 one. Obviously, they tried to do it all with practical effects, and then the studio undid all their work and said it had to go over, they had to CGI over all their visual effects. And I think they were pretty heartbroken about it, but that's
That
just
is the reason I haven't seen the thing from 2011. I have refused to watch it so
it's
far because
excellent.
I heard it was all CGI, and I was like, you cannot CGI the thing. That's fucking
I mean,
blasphemy.
obviously, it's your personal choice, but I mean, The Thing's my favorite horror film, and I think
Well, the
that
first one is, I mean,
yeah,
fucking one of the best. You
I
know,
mean, for me, I'd even welcome another Thing movie. I'd be like,
I
let
think
me
there's one in
watch.
the works.
I hope so. I've heard little things, but I'm never sure if it's true or not.
Yeah,
But I would love to watch another Thing movie, and for the to watch one and not know who the Thing is. That feeling, to have that feeling again would be amazing. I think the 2011 one is excellent. Not as good as the 82 one, but still, yeah.
and yeah, and it's a prequel as well, isn't it? It's the Norwegian camp that you're going to, that where the dog comes from the start of the thing one, or the first thing.
Yeah, yeah. It does. So I mean, it's not much of a spoiler because obviously it's the start of the first one, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, the ending rolls straight into the
No, I'll
original.
give it a watch. I'll give it a watch. I'll say, I just hate CGI effects, man. I love the practical effects.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, like the I'll say it was all made with practical effects, and in the DVD, I think they've got loads of footage of the practical effects that they were using, and then yeah, it got vetoed by the studio saying it has to be CGI.
Oh shit.
Sadly.
But so you've already had strong reactions on the horror festival circuit. Did that validation feel surreal, or did it just raise the bar in your head of what you expect from yourself now?
I'd say surreal. I mean, I've obviously been acting for God, since 2009, so yeah, like this is my 17th year, like acting like professionally, and like you any amount, any sort of small level of praise is it is so rare when you're just doing fringe plays or theater theater or yeah, or just doing short films, being small parts in feature films. You never you, it's been rare for me to get like any kind of affirmation in my work, so it's been amazing. I don't think I ever expected to win an award for acting. Like I just don't think I think like like I just don't think it ever really crossed my mind that that was something that could happen. So when it did, I was like, and especially playing a role like Alden Pick, where you don't like, because I don't talk, it almost feels like, really? You're giving this to me? I don't say a
That
word.
makes it harder, man. That
Like,
makes it all the much harder. Not being able to talk, not being able to having to use just your face and your body to emote. I mean, that makes your job a lot fucking harder. So I mean, you do deserve the award. I mean,
oh no, yeah, no, I've come to terms with that. But like, obviously, immediately as an actor, you put so much of your pride in the dialogue and stuff. So when you're having a role with no dialogue, and I think like, wow, I got that award over a lot of people who had dialogue, and like, and that's an incredible thought. Like that I could capture people's imagination with just facial expressions and body movement, and that's
no, no, you did a
pretty
great
special.
fucking
Yeah,
job at
that's
it, man. And so you've said yourself you're stepping back into the role again for the sequel. Is it scarier the second time around knowing people now have expectations? Or is there a sense of freedom thinking, well, we survived the first one? And do questions like this not help with that kind of anxiety? Because I'm telling you, we have expectations.
no, I mean, I'd love to think there are expectations. Yeah, it's it's a mixture. So for me, I think I'll feel better when I see the script and what I'm actually doing in it, for one. But like, I think that there's a part of me that's like, okay, I know how to play this character. I can easily step back into it. But I don't know. He's going to be in prison, so I don't know how. I've obviously got to. I don't know how the scenes are going to play out. So I don't know, is he going to be feeling vulnerable in prison? Is he going to be a monster in prison? It's what the script says. And I've obviously got to accommodate that into the character that already exists. I don't know.
Huge plot twist and play him like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. Suddenly starts talking really fluently. um, no.
uh,
So there's a lot of anxiety in the sense of knowing what he's going to be doing and what challenges are going to lie ahead. I mean, if it was just playing, if he was still on the loose and it would just be following the same format as the previous film, I think I'd walk into it quite confidently. But no, things are going to be changing in this film, so
Well,
yeah.
I like that, man. Sometimes you see horror movies, they'll play it safe, and it's almost like the second one is just a lesser version of the first one. Switching things up a little bit, I think, obviously keeps the movie fresh, keeps the fans kind of interacting and their interests hooked, especially in a world where attention these days is it's hard to keep people's attention. It's hard to keep people focused on the one thing with phones and TikTok and YouTube reels and all this shit going around. So I mean, mixing it up a little bit and having Alden in jail, having a new killer on the loose, it's fresh, it's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, me too. I'm looking forward to. I'll say I'm looking forward to hearing the story and knowing obviously my part in it, and because yeah, I honestly cannot imagine how it's going to play out. It's all in Reese and Jamie's mind at the moment, and obviously, I presume they've written a good portion of it at this point. But
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm looking forward to, especially just seeing if they play out a bit more of Alden and Chaz's relationship, because that was a very background point, to the point that when I got to the end of the movie, I had to rewind and to figure out who the person at the end of the movie was wearing the gumshoes. I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I kind of rewound. I was like, is that the dude that was in the hospital? And I had to flick back to try and find him. And
I think that's a lot of people's reaction. I've watched it with a couple of friends, and they've been like, what's going on? And I've had to explain that, oh yeah, that guy that was in the corridor, because it's I think as an audience member, and I hopefully it will play really effectively into the franchise, but I think it's almost considered a throwaway scene when you're watching it for the first time, just his appearance. Like, you're just like,
yeah,
oh, it's this weird guy in the background. Oh, you might have caught the you
if
might
it
have known
wasn't for
fact
if
he's
it,
his friend.
yeah, if it wasn't for the mention of his him cutting out his own tongue and then you seeing the tongue at the last scene, that's kind of what clicked with me of who it was and what the goal was with him. But yeah, it was the tongue that kind of gave it away to me to check was that the person. But I did when I first saw it, I was like, who the fuck? I was like, what the fuck is this?
Well, hopefully it encourages a second watch too, like which is always a positive. Um, because yeah, I think because obviously a lot of the film is an unveiling mystery, so yeah, I
Yeah,
think some things obviously knowing the story, I didn't have this issue for myself, but I could imagine yes, as an audience member, you might not catch everything the first time, because there is an unveiling and things make more sense towards the end, and then like a lot of great films, you um, the
well, I
second
do find that with
one.
horror movies, it seems like the more you watch, the more you pick up. You know, the more you rewatch them, the more you pick up. I mean, I'm a huge Texas Chainsaw fan, and I literally rewatched Texas Chainsaw 1 and 2 last night.
Oh wow.
And I was watching them last night, and I'm watching the second one. I'm like, I can't remember this from the last 50 times I watched this movie. You know, so I mean, you do pick up bits as you rewatch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch, you know? So yeah, definitely R.I.P. Man, and it is a rewatchable movie. So I mean, people will go back and check it out again. I'm certain of that. And then leaving that at the end kind of forces you to go back and rewatch as well because it's like if I missed that, what else have I missed? You know?
And hopefully it creates the intrigue. So when people it comes to the sequel, it's almost it's not like oh we're gonna just be repeating the same story again. This is it's impossible to with this premise. Like there's yeah
Um,
there's this different killer, a completely different killer with a different energy and to him, and we don't know much about him. We just know that he cuts people's tongues out.
So we're going from teeth to tongues. Lovely. I said it to my missus, to Amy, when we were watching. I was like, there is a handful of places that a killer can go for in a horror movie that's going to make people cringe. Teeth, tongue, testicles, and eyes. They're the ones that make everyone cringe, guaranteed. So going from teeth to tongue, good choice. But now I'm afraid of what the trilogy will be. It will go to testicles, and I'll have to stop.
You possibly pitched it. I don't know. Um, no, but I'd say that I mean the mouth is a very personal area. So I think like invasion of teeth, invasion of tongues, like when you hear about people's fears, sometimes a lot of it is to do with like teeth falling out and things like that. I'd imagine people don't often think about the tongue being something that's attacked, but in that way.
Oh no.
So yeah.
So
Yeah.
I suppose what's next for you outside the RIP man? Are you gonna stick in the horror genre or are you looking to expand and just see what comes next?
I'd love to be in more horror. Like obviously the only thing I do actually have coming up is the R.I.P. Man 2 at the moment, but I absolutely would uh, yeah, I mean horror's my favorite genre, so if horror if opportunities in horror roles come along, then I will absolutely love to do it. But then again I'm an actor of I, I'm an actor of all types at heart, so any genre, any role, I love to take on, love to take the challenge of it and embrace it.
And obviously your next movie, The Ghoul Squad's a comedy, so you are switching genre there, but horror and comedy go hand in hand, I feel. Do you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. And this is all. It's got a little horror element. I mean, it's not. It's the film is not horror at all, but obviously being ghost hunting, it's
yeah, yeah.
it clings onto it slightly.
But they
Yeah.
do. They link up side by side because even when you were talking about your haunted house background, the zombie character and all this stuff, I don't go to those things because mainly when people try and scare me, I get into like hysterical fits of laughing and I just make everyone else uncomfortable. I just say I don't know. Is it just the adrenaline makes me laugh at the whole scenario? But as soon as I hear other people screaming and flinching and jumping away from stuff, I get into fits of laughter and so I mean I just see them as one and the same. To be honest with
I mean, when working there, yeah, there would be people who do find it hilarious, and yeah, almost like nervous laughter a lot of the time. And but then there'd be other people who absolutely lose it, and you could run out at them, and they'll like just fall boom flat on their ass, and like
you.
some funny memories.
uh, All right, so I suppose I think that's pretty much all my questions. I got two questions left, two small, quick questions left. You said The Thing is one of your favorite movies. What would you put up as the all-time greatest horror movie in your eyes?
The Thing is my favorite horror movie.
Yeah.
It's the one I like rewatching the most. I always like having little theories of what was going on when the camera isn't on certain characters, when certain characters got infected. There's a couple of more mysterious deaths in the film where I'm always thinking like, how I don't know, different thoughts will go through my head and of what happened, and I love it. I love the atmosphere. I love the way the characters are all just quite hostile to each other for the most part. I think it creates a really
Oh,
fun.
it's a mind fuck of a movie because you're trying to figure it out alongside him and all that, and it's like you said, you're coming up with theories of where was this person when this happened, where was that person when this happened. I mean, similar to Scream or something like that, where you're
Yeah,
constantly watching every character on the screen and trying to work out what fucking scenes they were in so you can figure out who the killer is.
I used to do that as a teenager. I'd always be like trying to work out if it was Billy or Stu, and yeah, in each scene.
But see, that's where they caught us. When they had the two killers, one of them could always be on camera at the time, so you never were able to figure out who was doing what. And
I remember the first time I watched that movie, it never actually clicked with me that it could have been two killers. Like, because obviously, like that she runs, and then there's a couple of scenes where it's like, how did the ghost face teleport from here to here? But just being a horror fan, you just accept it that that's
oh, come here, we've
oh, they
seen
just
Michael Myers go fucking miles in a slow walk in 5 seconds. So I mean, we're
yeah.
well. It's ingrained in us to just accept that these guys can just turn up wherever the fuck they want, you know. And I suppose last question, considering you're a wrestling fan, who do you have for the Royal Rumble next week?
Do you know what? Even though I'm a big wrestling fan, I haven't been following it too much, so I don't know who's lined up to because you can usually tell, right? Like if
Nah.
but I haven't been watching it. I'm not a big fan of the new way the pay-per-views are, where it's like only like four matches, and like for me, and they're long matches as well, and then it'll be loads of ads, and then a long match, and then
I'm not the
I prefer
biggest
to.
WWE fan. I'm more of an AEW fan. All Elite Wrestling has been
Okay,
more
yeah, I
of
haven't
my
been
thing.
watching that either lately. I'm I'm an 80s and 90s guy, like is where my heart is, like, and I'll often
The old
find
school fan.
I'll go watch an episode of like Nitro or Thunder or like an episode of Primetime Wrestling from '86 or something, rather
Well,
than
I'd
watch.
assume we grew up at around the same generation. I'd assume we're around the same age. I mean, I grew
Yeah,
up through the Attitude Era.
I
So, I
did.
mean,
I was I'm 41, so I got into wrestling in
38, so there's
'92.
not much difference.
Yeah, I started following it in '92, but then but I immediately went backwards. I even in '92, '93, '90, I was immediately like, oh, the best wrestling was before that in '88, '89. Like that's still my favorite time.
When
Like
people still believed it was real.
nothing beats those characters in that time for me.
No, 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 no. But if you are an Attitude Era fan, I would say All Elite Wrestling is the way to go. But yeah, I just throw on the WWE now because I have little kids and I'm trying to get them into wrestling. It's like I
Yeah.
got two boys, I got a tag team ready here and made. I can be their manager. It'll be cool.
No, I mean I was watching AEW. I got really into it when CM Punk was there. I really liked that time period. But then I don't
That
know.
went sour.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sort of you just sometimes stop watching something, and then I'm sure I'll go back into it at some point. I find with wrestling you can dip in and out of modern wrestling.
Well, I always say it's soap opera for men. That's it's basically what it is. It's EastEnders where they sort out their problems with a fight at the end.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love it. It's one of my favorite forms of entertainment for sure.
So I suppose, look, last thing, do you have anything you want to plug? Socials, anything coming up? Anything you want to?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd like to plug is obviously the R.I.P Man 2. Well, first of all, the R.I.P Man is out on Amazon and Apple TV, and you can also buy it on YouTube. So anyone interested in seeing it, please check it out. I believe they might be doing an Indiegogo with the R.I.P Man 2 where they'll be giving out a lot of great perks when that comes along. So please keep an eye out for that too. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Owen Llewelyn, and I'm on X as well. I think Owen_Llewelyn on that. Yeah, so and please keep an eye out. Oh, and also Ghoul Squad, please, when that's released, please check that
Oh, I
out.
can't wait to see Ghoul Squad. Well, as soon as it's out, I'm watching
Yeah.
it. Any idea of a release date for number two for R.I.P Man 2? Do they have an idea, a rough estimate of when they're planning to get it out there, or is it still too early to tell?
I haven't been told anything. If I was to make a guess, I'd say they'd be trying to aim for the Halloween season this year. They tend to edit as they shoot scenes, so often by the time the last scene is shot, the film's usually ready in a few weeks after that. So I'd imagine, yeah, providing it does nothing gets too delayed, I'd imagine we'll have R.I.P. Man 2 by the end of the year.
Awesome. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. Owen, thanks for your time today, man. This has been great. I've really
Been a
enjoyed
pleasure.
talking to you. And come here, best of luck going forward. Oh, there is one last thing I want to
Oh,
mention. I asked you before we started the
yeah.
interview if you had really been in Judge Dredd, or Dread, I think it was called at the time. It's just a funny little wraparound moment for me because we've been doing this podcast for 2 years, me and my partner Amy, and we've been together 13 years as of this month. And you know yourself when you start going out with someone, it's usually pubs and dinner dates and all that. But then you get comfortable with each other, you start hanging out midweek, and it's movie nights. And the very first movie night me and Amy had together, we had a double feature. We watched Looper and we watched Dread. So the very first night me and Amy had a movie night, we watched you. We saw you. And now 13 years later, here I am talking to you. Do you know?
It's a good
Like,
film, Dread. I like it a lot.
it was underrated. It was underrated. It kind of got a bit of fucking stick, but I thought it was a good movie. I watched it lately again.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. They filmed it in South Africa, I believe, but then um, I came in for this. So I'm not
You're a
a
gang
feature
member or
role in it.
something like that, isn't it?
I'm just essentially I think they call it a featured extra, where you're an extra, but you're focused in the camera. And yeah, but I got an in when I came in because I had to do a sort of mini interview audition for it, and it was actually Alex Garland that came in and chatted to me, and he was like, yeah, and I had no idea who he was at the time, and yeah, he was actually, I only found out recently he was the one that was actually directing it, even though it was because on the IMDb it said it was directed by Pete Travis, and I was like, I don't remember this guy. I just remember Alex. Like, and yeah, he was running the whole thing. They needed to pick up a couple of extra scenes, so they shot some in the UK, and that's where I came involved. I was a member of the
Sweet.
Marmar gang. They spent like 5 hours putting tattoos and makeup, like scars on me all over me, and then there's a scene where this guy gets skinned and thrown over a rooftop, and I'm one of the guys who throws him over the rooftop.
Amazing. Awesome,
Always the
man.
villain.
Um,
Always the villain.
that's the way to be. Like I said, it's more fun to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking Scott Hall, Razor Ramon said it best, didn't he? Do
absolutely.
you know? Look, we leave it there. Thanks for your time, Owen. Best of luck going forward, and best of luck with R.I.P. Man 1 and 2 and the Ghoul Squad. I look forward to watching the last two as soon as possible. And anyone who is watching this, check out the R.I.P. Man. It is well worth a watch. But don't do it before a dentist appointment. Never before a dentist appointment. That was Owen Llewelyn, the R.I.P. Man. So you can check that out now, like he said, on Amazon or on Google Play Store and YouTube Movies. That's where I watched it. Great movie, really well played, and I look forward to the sequel in Halloween. Now, I am hoping that this is the first of many interviews going forward. I'm already talking to another UK movie maker who wants to come on for an interview, and possibly the lead actor. What are you supposed to say these days? I can't remember. We're going to go Lead actor for the movie is also possibly going to come on for an interview. Fingers crossed, that's all ready for next week. I do have a review for that movie coming out on Instagram on Thursday. The movie's called Beyond Mamushi. It is a fucking heavy movie, man, but well worth the watch. So yeah, that's next week, and hopefully we'll have more going forward. Until then, check out the R.I.P Man. I'm going to keep saying it. Check out the R.I.P Man. Check out the R.I.P Man. Check out the R.I.P Man. But like I said in the interview, not before you get a root canal. That's it for this week. We'll catch you all again. Going forward, we got Mini Monsters on Monday. That is on the Horrorverse Network on Patreon through a free account, free subscription tier. We have Celebrity Rap Sheet is on Tuesday. Wednesday, It's Alive Alive podcast is coming at you. Thursday, we got It's Alive Action coming at you. And Friday, we will be back here at the Horrorverse Headlines. So a week, a fucking solid, good week of fucking content coming at you again this week. Because this week we have Begonia Part 2. And on live action, we'll be talking, I am really looking forward to It's a Live Action this week. We're going to be talking about all the different alien species catalogued by humans. So we're talking reptilians, we're talking about greys, we're talking about Nordics, we're talking about skyfish, we're talking about little green men, we're talking about insectoids, we're talking about the possibility that Bigfoot might not just be from this planet, might not be interdimensional. Fuck me, he might just be a Wookiee from space. Check all that out now at the Horrorverse Headlines, only on Patreon. Subscriptions are $5 a month, 7-day free trial. And like I said, if you want to just log on and become a free subscriber, there's a few bits and pieces there like Mini Monsters. All our back catalog of It's a Live Action, because we're going video going forward from this week on. Everything that's audio is there free to listen to now. So there's like 20 odd episodes there for you to check out. Along with that, anytime we put up any promo thing, like if we want to promote a new show or promote a new season of Playing with Bones or Celebrity Rap Sheet, we might throw a free episode up there as well. So go check that out. It is worth the nothing that you have to pay to listen to it. And if you like it, then give us $5 and listen to the rest. That's it for this week. I will catch you all next week again. Same Alive time, same Horrorverse channel. Okay, love ya. Bye-bye.